What's going on, guys? Welcome to VOS Red Carpet. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. I want to thank you for joining us today on Red Carpet. As always, each week right here, we bring you the latest in entertainment news, in sports, in fashion, in film, and television from around the world. Let's begin the show. And we begin with some basketball news. There are 60 players chosen in the opening rounds of the NBA draft. 8 of them have direct ties to Nigeria. Let's check out who they are.
60 players chosen in the opening rounds of the NBA draft. 8 of them have direct ties to Nigeria. 19-year-old Isaac Okoro was the 5th pick in the draft. He averaged almost 13 points and more than 4 rebounds per game as a freshman at Urban University. His father, Godwin, immigrated from Nigeria to the United States in the 80s. Okoro will play for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Onyeka Okongwu went number 6 to the Atlanta Hawks, a power forward. He was born in California and played for the University of Southern California. In his last 2 years of high school, he was named California's Mr. Basketball. His mother, a nurse, came from Nigeria in 1991. Precious Achua was drafted by the Miami Heat, a 21-year-old power forward. He played for the University of Memphis Tigers in Tennessee and was named Player of the Year in the American Athletic Conference. He grew up playing soccer in Nigeria but switched to hoops in the 8th grade when he moved to the United States. Zeke Naji was picked up by the Denver Nuggets. A center, he played for the University of Arizona. Naji was born in Minnesota and his father comes from Nigeria. Zeke Naji isn't the family's only basketball talent. Sister Maya is one of the top U.S. high school players in the class of 2022. Udoka Azubuike goes to the Utah Jazz. The 21-year-old center played his basketball for the Kansas Jayhawks. Born in Delta State, Nigeria, he came to the U.S. in the 9th grade. He didn't see his mom until she came to watch him play in the 2018 Final Four competition. Desmond Bain was drafted by the Boston Celtics and reportedly traded to the Memphis Grizzlies. A guard, he played college ball for Texas Christian University. As a kid, he excelled in baseball before shifting to hoops. He was born in Indiana and his father is Nigerian. Daniel Oturu was drafted by the Minnesota Timberwolves and eventually traded to the Los Angeles Clippers. A power forward, he played for the University of Minnesota. He was born in Brooklyn, New York to Nigerian immigrants. His mother, Deborah, comes from Ife. His father, Francis, is from the Lagos suburb of Fadeyi and played on Nigeria's national table tennis team. Jordan Nwora was drafted by the Milwaukee Bucks. A small forward, he played with the University of Louisville Cardinals and is prized for his outside shooting. Nwora was born in Buffalo, New York and has dual U.S.-Nigeria citizenship. His dad, Alexander Nwora, is head coach of the Nigerian men's national team and at Erie Community College in New York.
Now, the NBA has 10 current or former players from Nigeria. They are tied with Senegal for the most of any African country. More than 90 current and former NBA players come from or have direct ties to the continent, including 13 African-born players on the team's opening night rosters in most recent season.
And some sad news from the world of soccer. Argentina President Alberto Fernandez declared 3 days of mourning following the death of soccer legend Diego Maradona. Recognized widely as one of the game's most gifted players ever, Maradona's career was filled with successes, including Argentina's World Cup title in 1986. He also had some controversies, such as his ban from the 1994 World Cup for doping. Brazilian legend Pelé was among those mourning Maradona, saying, quote, "Certainly one day we'll kick a ball together in the sky above." Rest in peace, Maradona.
The conflict in Ethiopia's Tigray region is displacing thousands of civilians, and actress and comedian Tiffany Haddish became emotional during an interview with the Associated Press when discussing Tigray and the anti-police violence demonstrations in Nigeria, as her father comes from Eritrea.
All over Africa, there are some tragic things going on, and I'm trying to figure out why it is. And, you know, I've been doing my research and reading, and I haven't quite, I'm using my discernment, and I haven't quite pinned it, but it doesn't matter whose fault it is. What matters is people's lives are being taken away, and in such a despairing way, in such a way that it's not okay. And it's, I just really am praying a lot for them over there, and I just really, I just don't like that. I get emotional about it, and I can't really talk about it because I don't understand why. Why would we be killing each other?
On a more uplifting note, she discussed what she would like to see in America's future.
I would love to see in the next few years people come more together, for people to unite and to build each other up. One of the things that I would like to do, and I've been actively working on, is creating a grocery store that has a majority of the products in it, belonging to the vendors and the farmers be African-American farmers or just Black farmers in general from the diaspora, from Africa, from Brazil, where the diaspora is, and maybe make it a co-op, and it have actual good nutritious food, and teach cooking in there so you can learn how to make a proper meal.
Haddish was promoting Why Hunger's annual Hungathon, which provides critical resources to support grassroots movements and fuel community solutions rooted in socio-environmental and racial justice. Now, if you're a fan of the 90s sitcom The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like myself, you will appreciate our next segment. The entire surviving cast of Will Smith's beloved show came together for a reunion special to celebrate 30 years of its premiere. I see you, Aunt Viv.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the prince.
How crazy is it walking in here?
Tatiana Ali, who portrayed Ashley Banks, one of the 4 Banks children, said the reunion had surprises not only for viewers, but for the cast as well.
We were so excited, and we were all excited. And here's the thing, is that the reunion was also sort of set up as a surprise for us. So there were so many elements of it that we had no idea about. I mean, we couldn't plan for it. They kept us in our dressing rooms, away from each other. And I actually just remember, are we there yet? Can we go? Can I step into the hallway? I want to see everybody.
The original Aunt Vivian, played by actress Janet Hubbard, also joined the cast for the special, despite her controversial departure from the show before the start of its 4th season. Daphne Maxwell-Reid, who played the second Aunt Vivian, shared what the transition was like.
We never spoke about the first Aunt Vivian while I was working. I would ask a question about what happened, and they said, we won't talk about that. I said, okay. So I never knew. I never met her, so I didn't have shoes to fill. I just had a space to inhabit. And I took that space, and I felt the warm hug of being there, and all I could give them was love and what I had.
And Will Smith, of course, shared his excitement about the reunion, which is streaming now on HBO Max.
And you couldn't.
I didn't realize how many people we were reaching.
There will always be a piece of all of us in that living room.
Our show meant Black excellence to people. The excellence was the way that we loved each other.
Avery was this 6'4" Shakespearean beast, and I wanted him to think I was good.
How come he don't want me, man?
I fall into his arms at the end of the scene, and he's holding me, and the shot pans off, and he whispered in my ear, "Now that's acting."
Blackfeet Boxing Not Invisible is a documentary that shows how Native American women at the Blackfeet Reservation in Browning, Montana, take up boxing to defend themselves from abduction, from rape, and domestic abuse, which is an epidemic in Native American communities. VOA's Penelope Pulu has more. Check it out.
All you hear, I've taught how to defend yourself. What would you do if someone grabs you?
Fight back.
Fight back, because why?
So you don't get stolen?
Yeah, it might be the last time that we ever see you. That's a reality in Indian country that's going on.
At his boxing club on the Blackfeet Reservation in Browning, Montana, Frank Kipp has been training girls and women to defend themselves against an epidemic of abduction and murder of Indigenous women. One of these women was Ashley Loring Heavy Runner, who disappeared in June 2017. The relentless search for her by her community and her sister Kimberly Loring inspired the documentary Blackfeet Boxing Not Invisible by Kristen Lappas.
It was people grieving, it was, people putting her wanted poster, the missing person posters up all over the reservation.
You can't talk about missing people without also addressing drug and alcohol abuse, domestic violence, child abduction, human trafficking. There's all these social problems.
Donna Kipp, daughter of Frank Kipp, grew up in the gym. She has competed in boxing tournaments and knows how it feels to be a woman living on a remote reservation 2 hours away from any large town.
We're in a small area, and sometimes men prey on you. Older men, sometimes we have people come here and they don't even live here, because it's a tourist stop.
It's literally been generations and generations of women being treated, Indigenous women being treated this way on the reservation. From the outside people, the white man, from the men in their own community.
A former probation officer on the Blackfeet Reservation, Frank Kipp, has seen kids struggle in a dysfunctional environment.
It's talked a lot of kids out of suicide, created programs for kids we had vehicle accidents, and we were losing kids bi-monthly. Main thing is I want you guys here. I never, ever close that door.
There is no place for young people to go and hang out in a productive environment except for Frank's gym. He's changing the mindset of the young women on the reservation to feel empowered, to feel confident.
But the reservation has been hit hard by the coronavirus, and Frank Kipp had to close the gym.
For most kids, it's kind of hard, and because we know they want to get back into the gym
and find a mental and emotional outlet. Penelope Pulu, VOA News, Washington.
And before we say goodbye, let's take a look at how some big-name artists are performing social justice anthems for an online fundraising concert celebrating 75-year anniversary of the United Nations.
The December 1st event on Facebook Live is called Peace Through Music, a global event for social justice. UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador and Grammy Award winner Angelique Kidjo says the most pressing issue is climate change.
We've created a world with billions of people suffering, and a minority of people are living on top of them. And if we want to live in a world of peace, we have to take care of Mother Nature and at the same time, take care to get people out of poverty.
Kidjo teamed up remotely with Peter Gabriel to sing his anti-apartheid anthem Biko for the fundraiser. Donations will go to Playing for Change Foundation, the United Nations Population Fund, Sankofa, Silk Road, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Foundation. Skip Marley sings his grandfather Bob Marley's iconic ode Get Up, Stand Up with his mother Cedella Marley.
That's the anthem for years and years and years and years, wherever there's a fight, wherever there's oppression, wherever there's wrongdoing, that will always be the anthem. So what time better than now, So it was an honor, for us to be a part of this,
And with that, we come to the end of our show. My name is Jackson Vunganya. Thank you for hanging out with me. For more entertainment news, remember to check us out at voanews.com. We are also on all social media platforms, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook. Until next time, goodbye, everyone.